Hello everybody, welcome back to wolfeei. Today we're going to be talking about Block Wars All Stars as a concept, because I'm going to give you a bit of a spoiler, probably not happening. But let's talk about why in this video right now, and maybe you'll understand, maybe people won't be mad at me for saying that it's probably not going to happen. Not saying never, but unlikely, especially for, it won't happen for a while if it ever happens. Let's start by looking at MCC. MCC had one All Stars event, which is the one that you see in front of you right now. I'll actually just pull up this. Obviously, there's some people who are no longer actively in MCC, so just ignore that for now. If you're sensitive to that, I am sorry. But let's take a look. I looked at this on stream already, I think, a little bit, and MCC All Stars, not really talked about how odd of an event this actually kind of is. Obviously, you have some teams that are returning teams, or just teams that consist of people that really want to team with each other. For example, the red team had the Dream Team plus Bad, which is an insanely broken team, but it happened just because they're friends, obviously, and they probably asked for it. You have teams like Yellow, which is a returning team. You have teams like Cyan, which is like an interesting mix of like returning players and rising ads, probably because of a lack of available players. You have a team like Blue, which is one of the most popular teams, finally returning. A team like Purple is the winning team from the first MCC, and then you have other teams, and then Pink at the time also being, obviously, similar to the red team, a team of just friends. Obviously, there's also some other teams that are a bit more random. They're kind of just people put together on the same team because some people need to be on the same team. And it didn't really, there's not really much to it. I think the definition or the concept of All-Stars, at least by the community, was a little bit interesting because people wanted, have an event of all winners and then see who is the biggest winner of all the winners. But then they also want to see returning teams. And if you've paid attention to events aren't balanced in between events. MCC, let's say like 20, isn't gonna have the same balancing as MCC 24. They're not gonna be fair. Like if a winning team from 20 competes against a winning team from 24, the difference between placements might be like, one player, like the third place player instead of 30th could get like 15. Like, who knows? I don't know. I don't actually know the numbers of events, so don't fact check that. But yeah, it's a bit of a mess, and especially the current set of Block Wars, we barely have enough winners probably to be able to do it, especially, I mean, if we don't even include the spin-off winners, which would be the Rookies winners, the Pride winners, the Chaos winners, etc. You have a very limited pool of people to work with, and I don't really like having to do that, especially because a majority of the people who have one are good, and we are going to head over to that right now. This is what I came up with. I will say right now, these teams are not balanced. These teams are not the greatest in terms of chemistry. I just kind of worked with what I was handed and came up with something along these lines. I will tell you right now, we are never making a roster that looks like this because, yikes. It is very strong. Look at something like Lime. Look at something like Red. Yucky. Yuck. Yellow team. Busted. Like, oh my god, definitely not doing this. But and there's even still people left out who I think should be included because they won, but it's just not going to be possible without making really odd or really like nonsensical teams. So let's go over these teams and explain I guess what the thought process here was. Red team is almost the entire returning winning team from Block Wars 1, except I think with Parker, that team is a little bit too strong, so Booster is slightly worse than Parker, so it's probably fair. That's literally the only reason. Also, Booster with Red is a funny combo, and it should work well with the rest of the team. That's it. That really just is it. I don't think there's any returning teams here because that's probably not going to be fair because Block Wars balancing has been very odd, but there's also been a lot of repeat winners so far, so you're not going to have 8 returning broken teams of all unique players. Like, there's going to be some people on those teams that have won multiple times now. Like I guess a Feinberg maybe, I don't know. I know Fine's only won once, I think. Like Radoons or a K-Man or whatever, right? Either way, Orange team is just kind of whatever. I mean, I just put people on a team. Anthos, Lanchu, and Cam together makes sense, I guess. Hunter there fits well. Parker just is there. Parker's on the team, I guess. Moving on, Yellow team. I don't know. It just put people on the same team. I think some of these people were in the like previous Tubbo Discord super actively. I think Lewis, Ollie, and Sammy were pretty active in there. Jack in purple probably works decently well there. I don't know. Lime team. I mean, Shane and JoJo duo makes sense. With Callum there makes sense. Pyro and Maddie duo makes sense. Together makes sense. I don't know. That's kind of it. I'm telling you, this would not be that interesting of an event. I'm sure there's going to be some like PB viewers that would be foaming out of the mouth for something like this because it's insanely busted, but the players will not enjoy this. I can guarantee you that right now. Aqua team, 5-up Toby, H, Becky, and Eret. I mean, it's a very interesting type of balancing because their top frag is probably by far the worst, but they have very good middle tier players on the team, so I guess it could be fair. Chemistry off the charts here. This would be a really fun team to watch. Blue team, kind of just working with what cards we have to work with, really. I don't know, man. I'm telling you, this concept isn't gonna work out super well, and I mean, the blue team is not bad. It works. It's a family-friendly team for the most part, I think. It's supposed to be a family-friendly team at least. Partially returning team. Most of these people have at least, well, some of these people have teamed with each other at least. Not most. Some of them have. Purple team, you got an Ant and Stu duo with Velvet and Michaela, I think makes sense. Joko fits. That's about it. You know, solid team, I guess. Not bad. And then pink would be like the big reveal, I guess. It's most of the returning team. Shane would be on this team instead of Feinberg, but Shane's already on another team, and Feinberg fits better on this team, way better on the pink team than he fits on the lime team. So there you go. Yeah, that's the roster. You know, I don't know, man. It's whatever. I don't care. Like, I don't know. I don't think All Stars works. I think this All Stars was too soon. I think MCC should have waited with theirs. That it would have resulted in a bit of a more cohesive roster. Although I think things changed pretty quickly after this season, but well, whatever. Yeah, too soon for Block Wars, and if we're ever gonna do it, it'll not look like this. So, thank you for watching. I hope you understand why Block Wars All Stars is not happening, and I'll see you all later. Goodbye.